My name is Tom Rippetoo, and I'm one of the owners of Potager Restaurant.
Oh, I'm Terry Rippetoo, and I'm the other owner of Potager Restaurant. I'm not going to say it. I'll never forget the conversation that we had before this restaurant opened, and everybody was all worked up because it was all the money that was going to have to be invested to open a restaurant. And somebody said, well, looked at us and said, well, you guys just think if you believe it, they'll come. And there was a second, and Dad and I just looked at each other, and, well, they will. There's never been any doubt when we're working together that it would work out. It took a long time for it to take off because nobody came for the first 5 years.
I think the concept was, at that time, it's still new.
Potager is it's simple, good food. It's all seasonal, all local, and it has been for 15 years. I'm very committed to that belief, and the most important relationships we have are with our farmers and the people that grow our food. So I think that trickles down. I have a fantastic staff and a lot of people that work here because they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. When we had the restaurant in Missouri, we used local farmers, and that was 20 years ago. So we didn't join the fad. And somebody wrote one time, it was the nicest compliment. They just said that we quietly do what we do. We didn't jump on board when everybody started getting attention for using local seasonal stuff, because that wasn't that we just do it because it's the right thing to do. And the relationships that we build, we support. If we have great relationships with our farmers, we get the best food, and we're taking care of them. It's important that we are caring about our community, and that's just a really basic way to care about our community.
My name's Ann Cure, and I run Cure Organic Farm with my husband Paul. And we've been here, we started the farm in 2005. We started that first year growing on about 4 acres, and now we're up to about 10 vegetables, flowers, all different animals. What sets Terry apart from working with other people? Well, she gets it, like Terry shows up at farmer's market to pick up the orders all the time. She understands that crops might be 3 weeks late this year, or they might be 2 weeks early this year. She understands what happens with the food in the field before it ends up on her doorstep, and that there's a lot of things that we can't control as farmers with that, and she's willing to work with it. She understands that when crops are at their peak and they need picked, we have to get them all in out of the field, and that's when she loads her menus up with whatever that seasonal highlight is, whether those are tomatoes or peas or fava beans or celeriac or nettles in April, whatever it might be, she'll load her menu up with what's available. So I think that's really what sets her apart. But one more thing that really sets her apart is the integrity she has about using people's ingredients, and she's just so true to her word. When she says that she's going to buy 800 pounds of winter squash from you, she does. And then you see her hauling it out in her truck each Saturday. And just in how she uses the products and relates to everybody on the street. She has a relationship with everybody that she buys from, and that's really special. Not everybody does that. That's kind of a Terry one-of-a-kind thing.
What I really love about Potager are the relationships. I love the relationship between Terry and Tom, the relationship the staff has with the customers, and the relationships that the customers build with the restaurant. When you eat here, you feel wonderful. You know that you're nourishing your body, and the chefs are so creative with the ingredients.
I love Potager mostly because of the creative outlet I'm afforded in the kitchen, and we have a great boss who works as hard as we do. It's nice to see the chef in the kitchen every day.
What I love about Potager is being part of this greater community with our farms and our ranchers and food lovers. Wow.
I love Potager because Terry only hits us when I deserve it, and it's only because she loves us. And I also love the honesty, integrity, simplicity of the food.
No matter where I go, walking through a grocery store, walking through a garden, it always brings back those memories and the things that I learned from the early beginning of being introduced to a new way of cooking.
What's unusual about it is the care, the effort that goes into the menu, the ingredients, and the fact that you will never ever, at least I've never seen a Cisco can anywhere on the premises. I think it's unusual.
One of the things I love about Potager is the creativity within the consistency. You have to be consistent in the details, and she is absolutely that. But within that is all this incredible creativity that she has and that she inspires in everyone that works here.
Terry introduced food into my life, and I appreciate her for my lifetime.
I love about Potager because I get to eat sugar here, and it's great food, and my dad works here. And mine is I get to have strawberry sugar cubes and chocolate cake.
The reason I love working here is because I know all the farmers that grow the food, and I get to present that to all the great customers we have that we've known over the years.
Every time I come in here, I can count on having this experience of really intense satisfaction on kind of a soul level. I get that from the food, I get it from the environment, I get it from the people. The whole experience is really saturated with this theme of satisfaction.
I love Potager because 1, I get to come to work with my friends. 2, we do food with integrity and we get it straight from the farm. And 3, well, you know, it's just, I like being here. It's a good place to be. I've been here for 2 years and I love it.
My family always stressed how important it was to eat together. So my favorite part about Potager is eating and enjoying food with this family.
I love the connection that we have to the farmers, getting to know some of the farms, really see where the food comes from. I also love the community here. And finally, I love the peach pizza in the summer. It's the highlight.
One of the things I love about Potager is that it's really kind of changed my life and how I eat, and I've become a great gardener, and I love the staff here. We have such a great family. Terry nurtures all of our spirits and our creativity, and it's a great place to come to. It's not an easy thing to find a job you love and that you want to go to every day, and Potager is just that.
If you can use any ingredient from any place in the world, it's easy to make a menu. The challenge is using what's only grown locally and seasonally, and rising to that challenge makes better people.
Actually,
Yeah.
while Terry and her sister were in grade school, I opened a little pizzeria in a little small town north of our hometown. And Terry and her sister would come into the pizzeria after school, and I'd have them wash dishes for the evening.
Lee never washed any dishes.
And, well, yeah, she was really, she was part of it. And so I would pay them 50 cents an hour, but they had to do all the dishes done in an hour because all I could afford was 50 cents. So I made pizzas, and Terry would follow the recipe with that. And I held 4-H classes for the kids for baking. So I think that instilled her desire for culinary expression.
You think?
I think